Have you ever wondered why some American dairy farmers are driving brand new pickup trucks while others are selling off their entire herds? They're all selling the same product: milk. So how can one dairy farm make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year while another barely survives? The answer isn't what most people think. Today, we're breaking down the real economics of dairy farming in America. We'll look at how much money dairy farmers actually make, the hidden costs that nobody talks about, and whether buying your first dairy cow today is one of the smartest investments or one of the biggest financial mistakes you could make. And trust me, before this video ends, you'll see why many new dairy farmers lose money before they even sell their first gallon of milk. For decades, dairy farming has been one of America's most iconic industries. Images of red barns, green pastures, and black and white Holstein cows have become symbols of rural life. But behind those picturesque scenes lies a business unlike almost any other. A dairy farm never really gets a day off. Whether it's Christmas morning and national holiday, or the middle of a snowstorm, those cows still need to be fed, milked, and cared for every single day. That's why one question continues to divide farmers and investors alike. Is dairy farming still profitable in America? The short answer is yes, but only if you understand the numbers. And that's where many people go wrong. The dream versus the reality. If you've never worked on a dairy farm, it's easy to assume that more cows automatically mean more money. After all, milk is produced every single day, and people drink milk every day. So dairy farming should be a guaranteed business, right? Not exactly. Imagine two neighboring farms in Wisconsin. Both own 50 Holstein cows. Both sell milk to the same processor. Both receive almost the same price per gallon. Yet one farm earns a healthy profit while the other struggles to pay its monthly bills. How is that possible? Because dairy farming isn't about how much milk you produce. It's about how much money you keep after paying every expense. That's where successful farmers separate themselves from everyone else. Before we talk about profits, let's clear up one of the biggest myths in agriculture. More cows do not always mean more money. In fact, adding more cows can actually make you poorer if your costs grow faster than your production. That's a mistake thousands of new dairy farmers make every year. Where does a dairy farm actually make money? Most people think the answer is simple: milk. And yes, milk sales are the largest source of income. But they're far from the only one. Every healthy dairy farm has multiple income streams. The first and biggest is, of course, milk production. A high-producing Holstein cow can produce around 70 to 90 pounds of milk per day, depending on genetics, nutrition, and herd management. Multiply that across dozens or even hundreds of cows and the revenue starts to look impressive. But that's only one piece of the puzzle. When cows become older and less productive, they're sold for beef. Calves are another valuable source of income. Female calves may become future milk producers, while male calves are often sold to beef operations. Some farms go a step further. Instead of selling raw milk, they produce artisan cheese, yogurt, butter, or ice cream. A decision that can dramatically increase profit margins, since processed dairy products sell for much higher prices than raw milk. And then there's something many people never think about: manure. To most people, it's just waste. To smart farmers, it's another product. Many large American dairy farms convert manure into electricity using methane digesters, or sell it as fertilizer, creating an entirely new revenue stream. That's an important lesson. The most profitable dairy farms don't rely on one paycheck. They build several. So, how much money does a dairy farm really make? This is where things get interesting. You may have seen headlines claiming dairy farmers earn millions. Others say dairy farming is dying. The truth is somewhere in the middle. A modern American dairy farm can generate hundreds of thousands, even millions, of dollars in annual revenue. But revenue is not profit, and that's the mistake almost everyone makes. Imagine earning $1 million a year, only to spend $950,000 producing it. You're technically $1 million business, but you're barely making any money. That's exactly how many dairy farms operate. Which brings us to the biggest question of all. Where does all that money go? If a dairy farm can generate hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars in revenue every year, why are so many family-owned dairy farms closing their doors? The answer lies in expenses. And trust me, they're much bigger than most people imagine. The biggest expense: Feeding the herd. Imagine owning 100 employees who expect breakfast, lunch, and dinner every single day. That's exactly what it feels like owning dairy cows. The difference? Your cows don't work unless they're properly fed. Feed is, without question, the single largest expense on any dairy farm, often consuming 40 to 60% of the farm's total operating costs. A high-producing Holstein doesn't survive on grass alone. She needs a carefully balanced diet of corn silage, alfalfa hay, grains, soybean meal, vitamins, and minerals to produce maximum milk. And here's the problem. Feed prices don't stay the same. A drought in the Midwest, a spike in corn prices, or rising fuel costs can increase feed expenses almost overnight. When that happens, dairy farmers can't simply raise milk prices to compensate. They're often forced to absorb those costs themselves. The expenses nobody talks about. Feed is only the beginning. Every gallon of milk has dozens of hidden costs behind it. Think about it. The cows need comfortable housing, the barns need electricity, and the milking equipment needs maintenance. The milk must be cooled immediately after milking. Water systems must run continuously. Veterinarians visit regularly, artificial insemination keeps the herd productive, and hooves need trimming. Machinery breaks down, and unless you're doing every job yourself, employees need to be paid. Even something as simple as replacing worn-out milking liners or fixing a broken tractor can cost thousands of dollars. Those expenses never stop, even if milk prices fall. That's why dairy farming is one of the most capital-intensive businesses in agriculture. Now let's answer the question everyone came here for. How much profit can an American dairy farm actually make? Let's use a simplified example. Imagine a dairy farm with 100 Holstein cows. Each cow produces an average of 75 pounds of milk per day, which equals roughly 8.7 gallons. That means the herd produces approximately 870 gallons every single day. If the farm receives about $20 per hundredweight, a reasonable market price that fluctuates throughout the year, that works out to roughly $1,500 to $1,700 in daily milk revenue. Sounds incredible, right? But don't celebrate just yet. Here's where reality kicks in. The monthly expenses. Every month, that same farm could spend approximately feed, $35,000, labor, $18,000, veterinary care and breeding, $5,000, utilities and fuel, $4,000 equipment maintenance, $6,000 loan payments and insurance, $12,000. Before the owner even pays themselves, they're already looking at expenses of roughly $80,000 every month. Suddenly, those impressive revenue numbers don't seem nearly as exciting. Because revenue isn't what matters. Profit is. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. A dairy farm can sell millions of dollars worth of milk every year and still struggle to stay in business. That's because profit margins are often razor thin. One bad year of low milk prices or expensive feed can wipe out months of hard work. Why some farmers thrive? So, why do some dairy farms continue expanding while others disappear? It comes down to management. Successful farmers obsess over efficiency. They track exactly how much milk every cow produces, monitor feed conversion, and detect illnesses before they become expensive. They use herd management software to identify poor-performing animals, and every decision is based on numbers, not guesswork. In many cases, removing one low-producing cow from the herd can actually increase overall profitability. That's how precise modern dairy farming has become. Today's most successful dairy farmers aren't just farmers. They're business managers, nutritionists, mechanics, accountants, and data analysts, all rolled into one. Technology is changing everything. Walk into a modern American dairy today, and you might not even see a farmer holding a milking machine. Instead, you'll find robots. Robotic milking systems allow cows to decide when they want to be milked. Sensors track milk quality, body temperature, and activity levels, and even detect early signs of disease. Artificial intelligence analyzes the data and alerts farmers before problems become visible. The technology is impressive. But here's the catch. Installing robotic milking systems can cost hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. For some farms, it's an investment that pays off. For others, it's simply too expensive. Technology doesn't guarantee profit. Using it wisely does. If you learned something new or enjoyed following along with our farming journey today, hit that like button, leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss an update. Keep growing, keep farming, and we'll see you in the next one.